You was doing the seconds after the
He was doing
seconds.
the pre-roll.
Right.
Are we live?
Beat go
Yeah,
off?
yeah.
Yes,
Well, yeah,
sir.
we
Yeah, we
definitely.
live,
Y'all
baby.
just we
Yeah.
just going live. My hair look like this. That's
That's
crazy.
what it's supposed to look like in that stage. Look, at least you
I
got some. You
I'm not
got
a fan of this.
yeah, but you have some drop.
And
You,
also, it's because you don't rap it and you just sleep crazy.
So
yeah,
what was it? What was it before I was doing? What was it called? Freeform?
Yeah, you was
Yeah.
doing free form.
Freeform dreads. Let's combine them.
It's called
Hybrid dreads.
maintain. It's called maintain freeform when you get like see, you don't do that. But anyways, when you get your hair
What?
twisted every like 6 months, no, you be like, yo, 3 days, my hair looking crazy, twist me up. Like,
Listen,
bro,
man.
Because
the point.
Listen. This is a new journey. I just want to make sure everything's done properly and accordingly and all that stuff.
Not you just
Mo-
you twist it, you leave it alone. You don't have to wrap it. Honestly, you don't. You can wrap it, but you will end up looking like that, which is it's fine because it's like normal. But
yeah, like,
you
This
like
is
you
wild.
you only twist every like 2 months because the reason you twist is because you know 2 months your hair grows. So like you have
Yeah,
to
you got to
twist
capture
in
that hair.
yeah the new growth. You
Yeah,
have to get that
yeah.
to
No, I
mix in
respect
with the growth.
that. Here's the thing: when I was growing up, I didn't see a lot of dreadheads around the way, and the ones I did, they were well
They
established.
were-
They had
you're right.
hang
Yeah,
You're
time,
right.
they had growth.
fair.
I never saw this phase, like
Yeah,
the little baby
the little. But
hang
Yeah.
you got
time. Oh,
you got
Yo,
some drop.
Cody hated that phase when he
yeah,
was doing
I
his.
don't
Bro,
blame him because
he
this looks bummy.
he was saying he had short hair. Like his hair be at his chin. He's like, yeah, my hair is still too mad short,
Oh,
man.
that's
He's like, I'm in
wild.
the ugly phase. I'm like, bro, what are you? You got a
No, this,
whole mane,
Yeah.
like,
I just
oh,
remember when he was
man,
like it was like a little bit more than Reese's hair. He was going through it. He
it's
was very upset.
I wouldn't say upset. It's just taking a lot of getting used to because I'm so 30 years. It
It
was
looks good like that though.
grow up.
You got to tighten it up, but it looks
Nah,
good.
nah, nah, nah.
it's smooth. It's smooth as
It
is.
would, like I said, for 30 years, it would grow up. All right, cool. Grow up.
Whoa, what was that? What was
The
that?
hair, it would grow up to a certain height. Up. Pause it off. Gotta go.
Yeah. I
For
got the
30
bi-weekly,
years.
especially with my last job. I got the bi-weekly cut.
See? And well, that was our constant, let's say discussion. A haircut every 2 weeks? That's wild to me. But that's standard to a significant other amount of people.
Yeah.
Me, once a season.
Once
That was
my man was just
bro. You
cutting
could
his
have been had dreads at that point.
I could have been had Jersey right.
You could have been like,
Tri-monthly.
what's once a season if I just never cut it?
Once a season.
Oh man, yeah, that's tough, man.
Apparently, that's way too long for y'all. So I was like,
Yeah, man.
and
Yeah, that's
since
tough.
this year it's been COVID, I'm definitely not going to the barbershop. And
Yeah.
my hair was
I've been maintaining this craziness right here.
I last cut my hair in I think it was like March or no, not March. It
Yeah,
had to
and
been,
at
like,
that point,
April.
it had been like December. I haven't cut my hair for almost a year.
May. Oh, almost a year for you? Yeah,
Yeah.
my last haircut was in May. Cause I was like, yo, my hair's getting crazy, and I was like, bzz, I just got it like the one all the way around. Actually, I had my girl cut it. I'm just like, yo, do me up. Just we ain't
Yeah, we
COVID,
ain't
it's
going
all good.
outside, so
Yeah.
it don't matter.
I had Gamer Bot J do it. I went over to his
Mhm.
place and he did it for me.
He just
But,
cut everything off.
No.
No.
He's been practicing to be a barber, so I just like, all right,
Yeah.
you can practice on
Yeah.
me. For
That's
real?
actually what I was gonna say. Like, we're not even gonna need to go to our barbers anymore because everybody's gonna know how to cut their own hair. Or you're gonna have friends that know how to cut hair.
Actually, there was a
Yeah.
point when I was waving, I was getting waves. The local Smiley, the local barber, I would only go for him for a lineup, and he's like, "Yo, when you coming back for a cut, man, like just $5 more to get you a whole cut." And I'm like, "I'm good.
Nah, I'm
doing
trying
my
to get
own
these
joint."
waves.
Yeah, man, I would cut my own hair because you can't. I know barbers cut a lot of hairs and like they probably cut waivers here before, I'm sure, but like. I'm too specific. I'm too needy. Like
Too
so,
particular.
particular. I got to do my own. I cut my own. I could never ever do my own lineup. To this day, I
Oh,
haven't had a lineup since March.
Nah,
You know,
haven't
if you actually-
line up since then either. Like D Tosage did it one time, and he cut this piece right here off. Like for those of you who can't see, the piece that like
The 90. The
Signify
90.
your
The 90
hairline,
degree, yeah.
yeah, right. Your 90 degree, the temple
90.
forehead connector. He just was like meow. So I was looking crazy, But yeah, that's it. I rock the twisties joints. I just like curl sponge and I just go. But I left my curl sponge in the car and I'm not doing that right now.
Yep.
We just
Not
got
doing
three crazy heads right now. We got totally different
Well, to
styles.
be fair, mine isn't. My hair is braided.
Back to basic, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I like braids, and I just want my hair to grow because I don't want to go through the man. I had this. I put the starter lock joints in, and them little squiggly, them little worms you got in your hair, like they're not even worms, bro. They're like a quarter of a worm. So like, man,
Is that what you have right now?
No, he got regular braids.
Yeah.
Oh, you braided it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just braided
Yeah,
it.
man. I did the braids a couple times. I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, he was not a fan of the braids. Reese was not.
I'm gonna hold the braids down for like probably like 4 or 5 months, and then when I got some
growth,
when I got some length, then I'm gonna get this because I want my starter locks to have some drop.
Right.
Some kind.
I'm pretty sure that.
Yo, Keith's too particular. Keith's too particular.
I'm pretty sure that the braids actually assisted somewhat. Because
well, it's a protective hairstyle, so you just have it in, and you don't have to touch your hair. You don't got to do
anything.
Yeah, you don't mess with it. You just leave it in, leave it alone.
Because me, I mess with when my hair was like out. Yeah, that's all we do. It was just like
especially when you go to sleep, bruh. I would go to sleep, and who's that dude in Tekken? Paul. I would wake up looking like Paul, all sides are flat,
just straight up
top, straight up.
Oh man!
So like I just be picking my hair, and when you pick your hair, you snapping stuff out. So like
some of your hair out,
and it hurt. Dude, the amount of hair that I pulled off the comb was just atrocious.
When I was a kid, I was super tenderheaded. I used to like try to leave the house without doing my hair. My mom got hit, so she would wait by the door. So I'm like, snap! I can't leave for school, for elementary school, because my mom would be at the door. Like, where that?
Where that? Yeah, come here. Let me comb that hair, boy.
And I'd be at the door, like complaining, like half crying, like, hey, you're making my hair.
It hurts. It hurts.
It was bad, but now
that was me.
That was
me when I got my hair braided. I had never got my hair braided day in my life. Yeah. I got my hair braided for the first time at 31. I was clear-headed. I was like, yo, this hurts. This sucks. Stop doing it. It hurts. It hurts.
I wasn't far off from you, though. I got my hair braided for the first time, I think, 2 years ago or something. 2 years ago. Yeah, so maybe 3. I don't know. But anyway, I wasn't far off. For me, the worst part to get about my hair braided, because my girl is like 3 feet tall. So, like, the only way that I can get my hair braided by her is if she's sitting on the bed and I'm sitting on the floor. So I'm just sitting on the floor for like
usual standard practice.
Huh?
So that's like usual standard practice.
Yeah, typical. Man. Yeah.
I'm sitting on the floor for like 3 hours. Like, bro, the bottom ain't longed for the floor for that long, man. It ain't supposed to be that way. Like, yo, I'll be trying to squeeze, move around. I'm like, yo, chill. Like,
floor. Like, yo, this hurts.
Dude, I'd rather get a tattoo than sit on the floor for 3 hours, man.
Oh no.
Really?
That's okay. You know what? To each their own. You're right. Because that's wild.
Reese, you don't have tattoos, right?
Negative. No, none of that. No tats. No piercings. Leave it alone.
No piercings. I can't even join in that conversation. I have a blatant nose ring right here.
I have both tats and piercings.
Yeah, both my ears have been gauged. I got plugs in my ears. So that's a wash.
I meant to grab my plugs.
That's a wash. Yeah, yeah. It's the lady is like I know our daughter's gonna be like, can I have a tattoo? She's gonna be like, no. Well, dad has tattoos. Like, dang.
What do your first parenting test? What do you do?
I'm like, go ahead, live your life.
Yeah.
That's what I actually. So, my girlfriend's daughter, she wanted to dye her hair. I think this was like when we go to Canada. I think it was 2018.
Yeah.
She wanted to dye her hair, and then she was like, no, you can't dye your hair. It's fast, or like, it's just like that's what wild kids do. Like that's for bad kids. And I'm
that's fast. Yo, I haven't heard that in so long.
Like, and I had to tell her, like, yo, that's just creativity. Like, let's just let her. It's creativity. Let her live. So now, Now she got wild hair colors and like
Yes,
she be
sir.
having fun with
Mhm.
it.
Should be. Like no cap. I'm gonna dye my hair some color. I don't know how much of it. I haven't decided yet, but
I might get
come
the
New
anime
Year,
white
I'm gonna change
tips.
it up a little bit. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet.
You gonna
but
get the
I'm
tips,
thinking
Reese?
The anime white tips on the hair. You know how it always goes from black to gray to white around the
about
dreads?
it.
Might do
Sephiroth
that.
joint. I don't
Might
know
do
what I'm gonna do
that.
with my hair, but I'm gonna do something. I've been
Oh
growing
yeah,
it.
you got to bring back emo B with the straight hair.
That won't happen again. But that was a good time. That was a good time.
Straight hair. One more
For
time.
those of you who don't know, I had the full like My Chemical Romance, the full like
My man's
30
was
Seconds to Mars. Like I had it. I had the straight emo swoop when I was in
straight.
high
I
school.
never saw it before.
It was dope. It was dope. I was the Panic at the Disco kid at school. It was dope.
I dyed my hair after my mom. The
I
same.
feel
My mom always dyes her hair the same color, like this. Actually, the color of my hoodie, like this burgundy, dark
Yeah.
burgundy type color.
Mhm.
For
Always,
years.
yeah, dyes her hair
Yeah.
that color.
Mhm.
And I've always talked about dyeing my hair that color, and I
my man
finally
said
did
after
it.
my mom's. She was like, "Oh, you did it first, so that means I can do it, right?" Just like B. Like, oh, his daughter's gonna come and go, oh, daddy got tattoos. Can I get one? You just did it.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Ironically, I took my mom to get a tattoo for Mother's Day. That's what she wanted.
But
Got her a tattoo.
Oh,
you
man.
digress.
Yeah,
You wanna start the show?
we
Yeah,
always digress.
yeah.
I love
Oh
it.
man, yeah. I forgot.
Let's go.
Almost forgot.
You forgot.
We doing a
Man,
show?
forgot we was even live.
I thought we was
He's
just talking.
Why?
I thought we were just having a conversation.
kicking the can, right? Just kicking the can.
So yes.
Let's get this started.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Trigger Talk TV, where we talk all things video games and video games related. I, of course, am Key, and I'm here with my two wonderful co-hosts, B
What's going on, folks?
and Reese.
That's me.
Slight delay. I mean, it was
I
good.
hate you.
It was good.
I did it at the same exact time B did.
Nah.
So, full disclosure on that.
Here we go.
I say it before Key finishes because there's a natural lag because we're over the internet.
Nope.
I do it every week. I say it like, so when Key's like, I'm with my co-hosts, like as he's about to say B, I say it. So
See, there's gonna be one time y'all lined up. There's gonna be one time y'all lined up. It's gonna be super awkward, and I'm just gonna look at y'all and be like, "You should have just left it
co-host B was
alone."
good. People like, whoa, hey,
Is he a time reader or something? Like, what's going on?
slow down there, buddy.
That's messed up.
For real.
That's messed up.
What you got for us today?
Ooh,
What do we got?
Today we have actually. I think it's one of B's favorite thing about video games in general. Actually, we're here to talk about a remaster.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Game that's being remastered. Square recently announced that they are remastering Saga Frontier. Now, Saga Frontier originally came out in it was published and developed by Squaresoft in 1997. That's where it was released in Japan, and then when it came over here, North America, it was published by Sony in 1998, almost a year later in March.
Cool.
Now this game, has an interesting backstory. Kind of it's called Saga Frontier, but it's actually the 7th in the family of this kind of saga series. Yeah, but the thing about it is the first. Let me see, the first 3 games were called the Final Fantasy. So over in Japan, it was the Final Fantasy 1, the Final Fantasy 2, 3. And then over here, they brought us Romance and Saga, I believe is the first. Yep, they brought us Romance and Saga, then Romance and Saga 2, 3, and then we got Saga Frontier. So it's like a whole saga series of games.
You think they did that so we wouldn't get confused with Final Fantasy and Romancing Saga?
I don't know, man.
In Japan, they were like, we know the Final Fantasy is separate from Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
we know,
dude. They have like this whole thing going on. They have the Final Fantasy, or it's called the Final Fantasy Legend, and then they have like Mystic Quest, which is kind of
such a good game.
Mystic Quest, and then they have Final Fantasy, and it's all like this. It's all kind of all around the same time. And the reason that they made the Final Fantasy Legend Reese, you would appreciate this, is because at the
Okay.
time the Game Boy was blowing up and doing massive amount of sales because of Tetris. And so the dudes over at Square was like, "Yo, we need to hop on this call. We need to get on that." And they was like, we're gonna make an RPG, and they came out with the Final Fantasy Legend, which is the first in the Saga series.
Is that the one that was by Sunsoft?
Sunsoft? No, I
Yeah.
think they were.
No, because man, back in those early days,
Oh,
like late
okay.
80s,
So,
early 90s.
Yes, it was published by Sunsoft, but developed
Okay.
by Square.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways,
That whole era was a mess in regard to localization and Japan sending games over to us and the renaming and all. It was
yeah. I mean, we talked about what they did with the Final Fantasy series.
yeah with Final Fantasies, yeah.
How
Yeah, that thing was a mess.
Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3. Oh man, I'm gonna lose it. Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3.
So in America on SNES, Final Fantasies 1, 2, and 3
No, it's on regular Nintendo, not SNES.
Oh, regular Nintendo. Okay, so they released Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 on NES.
Yep.
For Famicom, because it was not
Famicom.
released here.
Yeah.
And then they ported 1 over.
They ported Final
as
Fantasy
1
over as Final Fantasy 1.
They've ported 4 over as Final Fantasy 2,
because that was the second Final Fantasy that came
that
to
released
North America
over here. Yep.
Yeah.
Right. So
and then they released,
instead of naming it its conventional name, they changed the name.
Yeah,
they changed the name.
They changed it
Yeah.
because it was the second one in North America.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Then Final Fantasy 6 in Japan, they sent over here as 3
as
for the
Final Fantasy
SNES.
3. And then from
the PlayStation came out.
Final Fantasy 3, we then went to PlayStation and got Final Fantasy 7.
Fantasy
and
7.
everybody was like, whoa.
Yo, where's 4, 5, time out? Where's 4, 5, and 6?
Flag on the
play.
Plot twist. You already had 4 and 6. You just never knew.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
It was wild.
And actually, 3 didn't even come over here until 2006 with the Nintendo DS. So, I don't know. They was doing all kind of crazy stuff. But anyways, so in this game, Saga Frontier, you follow the story of one of 7 characters. It was kind of like what was the name of that? Seiken Densetsu.
Romance Saga stuff. That's what they do in Romancing Saga.
Huh?
Yeah, it's a bunch of characters and
Yeah, you pick one of the characters, you start with them, and they meet the other ones.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. I lost my train of thought now.
You get 7 characters and then you play.
That you were thinking of.
Seiken Densetsu. You choose a character at the beginning, and then you play through the game.
Mm-hmm.
So now
Was
this
Seiken
game.
also Square? I always forget.
Huh? What did you say?
I'm talking about Seiken. Was that also Square?
Seiken Densetsu?
Yeah, definitely Squaresoft.
It was
Squaresoft.
Yeah.
It definitely was Squaresoft.
They were the RPG kings back in the day, man.
Yeah. Anyway,
Well, let's not delve into that discussion. But go ahead.
I mean, we can.
That's what this is.
We can,
take
but
it there. We can take it there because I feel like
I already know y'all said it.
Who was there before Square? Ooh, slip bars.
Who was there before Square? That's
dude, literally, if you watch that show High Score, they tell you it was like some obscure dudes like that was on these little computers like using floppy disks to make RPGs, man.
Yeah.
RPGs have come a long way.
So this game is interesting in that I was trying to find an exact definition and I couldn't. So they use a system called the freeform scenario system, which it's kind of like it's an open world RPG. This is how I'd interpret it as. It's an open world RPG. Okay. And where you can go anywhere you want, you can talk to whoever you want, and like as you're talking to people, you can recruit people to your party, kind of like Sokoden, right? You can recruit people to your party, and you're picking up quests, side quests, main quests, all these other quests. There's not like it's not linear in any way, but they call it's actually called the freeform scenario system, and they said that it's similar to Octopath Traveler, which I wanted to play, but I haven't played. So I don't know how that game follows along either. So I don't really know the exact like definition behind the freeform scenario.
With Octopath, it's the same thing. There's 8 characters there that you can choose. And then you choose one, you play through him, and then you get to a point where you have to be a specific. It level locks you essentially, like an MMO. So let's say you chose one of the first character I played was a female dancer. I forget the name. It's been a little while. I played her. I got to her to like level 11. Mm-hmm. You're not supposed to. Then the next act, it was like, okay, this is the next act in her story, but you have to be level 22. So what you do is you choose another character.
Oh,
and then what you could do is end up meeting up with her at the point that you left her in the story, and then take her along with this new player that you're playing with. She's still at her same level. She'll level up to the point where you can play with her next part of the story. And then you do that with all 8 characters until they all meet up, and then the final whatever ending.
Got you. So in this one, I don't know if it works exactly like that, because they said as you're playing the game, you're kind of like telling the story how you want, like I guess depending on your actions or whatever the case. But the story that goes along and whatever characters you pick, the story for another character changes. Like, so let's say there's there's literally one character named Red and one character named Blue. Let's say, and you pick Red.
Pokemon.
I know. Let's say you pick Red. And you following along, and along the way you meet Blue, and Blue does something. When you pick Blue, that may not be the same course of actions that he takes. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't think they're gonna all meet up and be that Grandoy party, just like Octopath Traveler. I don't know.
You're saying you chose Red, you ran into Blue, and then certain story happens instead of if you had just chose Blue from the jump.
Like either way, whoever you choose, like it's not gonna follow this. It's not, you know how like in Octopath, let's say you choose one character and you're gonna meet him, and it's a singular timeline, right? You're gonna meet that character the same way every time. I'm asking because I don't know.
No, yeah, you're gonna meet them
the same way every time.
Their stories are pretty set, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like that in this game. The story depends on how you go about it, how you tell it, basically, like the actions you make and decisions you make. So
hence the free form. Okay.
Yes, the way you meet Blue and Red story won't be the same way that you meet Red and Blue story, basically.
Got you.
Yeah.
They went that deep. Like they went deep.
But this is back in '97. Yeah, this is how the original went. Yeah. Well, and actually that system actually started in Romance and Saga 3 or Romance and Saga 2. For Super Nintendo, so that's where they got that whole open world freeform system from.
They've been doing it for a minute.
So they clearly know what they're doing.
Yep.
That's just not something that we on this side of the pond we're used to, giving us way too much freedom. We're used to structured games. Be like, yes, follow these instructions to meet the objective, versus have these characters play however you want.
Until Morrowind hit him with that shining gun, it was like, hold up.
Let's give you freedom with structure.
Right. Let me show you some freedom with structure and some you know what I mean? It don't have to be so fantastical.
Yeah. And so
because when you give players a lot of choice like that, they get stuck. I get stuck.
It's certainly possible.
So
that's why my brother never played Fallout 4. He was like, it's too many options. It just gives me anxiety. I don't want to deal with it.
I'm definitely sure there's some people out there, obviously.
Yeah, but Fallout 4, I sound like Fallout 4 has way more structure than Saga.
Saga Frontier.
Yeah.
So I played a little bit of the original Saga Frontier, and I don't know, it seemed pretty cool. Just I got lost at the beginning of the game, so I was like, dude, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know where I'm going. The one thing I did notice though was that the battle system was different in that so you know how in Dragon Quest you just see the enemy that you're fighting, and like they're right in front of you, and you just see like a sword slash across the screen.
Yep.
It's not like that. So you know how in a typical like Final Fantasy RPG, they're on the right side, they're on the left. It's like that, but switch to where you are behind the character, so you see them on the map, but you're behind them in the character, so you can kind of still see them. He doesn't move. I think I picked Red. He's a hand and fist character, so I was punched. Hand and fist is the same thing. He's a fighter.
going with that, but okay.
There you
He's a
go.
fighting character. Anyway,
The hand and fist cat.
Hand and fist.
when you punch, he doesn't go anywhere, but when you kick, he does like this slingshot across the screen. Anyways, I just thought that was interesting. Normally, like the Dragon Quest battle system is a complete deal breaker for me. So the fact that I can see the sprite of the character made it better. But anyways, so Square announced that they are remastering this game, and this game is going to have updated HD graphics, which with that comes fixed text, because dude, I'm telling you, the text from the original game looks like it was written by a 3-year-old. Like, it is so hideous. Like, that's the first thing that I noticed when I was playing that game. It was a takeaway. I was just like, it was legible, but like, yo, like a 3-year-old wrote it. Like, seriously, a 3-year-old wrote it.
Or maybe I wrote it with my chicken scratch.
Potentially.
Oh my goodness.
They added something called a high speed function. And they said it was for like enhanced gameplay or something like that. But dude, it's literally just like, you know, on the mobile app, you can fast forward the battle system. So like,
yeah, that's what it sounded like.
Yeah, like what? How does that enhance my gameplay in any way?
Because you know those games back in the day, like they were slow. Like, yeah, you had a set motion. There wasn't a sprint button probably or anything like that. So
yeah, like I guess.
Yeah, give me all of that. Give me all that energy.
I never used those.
And give me the ability to skim through the text.
To skim through the text?
Oh, like increased text speed. Like it goes across this screen faster. Oh. I can't hear you. Oh, this was.
Yeah, don't hear you at all.
My man's got too excited. What was? Wow, I actually forgot what we were saying.
No, he talked about Saga with the text.
Oh yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, but it's a little delayed. It's weird.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah,
we're good now. We're good now.
Wait, we're good now?
It's so weird.
It's so weird.
I gotta remember to cut this part out. I'm gonna cut it out. Yo, I don't know. It's strange.
So
cut it. No, don't cut it out. Don't cut it out.
See, now right now you're fine.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's leave that alone.
That was really weird.
Yes, it was, but we're fine now.
No,
that's like one of the options. Well, you don't go in video game options, so you wouldn't know. But that's like one of the main options I changed, like to increase the text speed to max, so that when characters are talking, it's all right there for me to read instead of wait for it to type one letter at a time and all that other stuff.
Got you. Okay, so yeah, okay. The text, the speedy text function is cool. I would take that.
Sign me up, dude.
Huh?
Go. Sign me up so I can skim it.
So you can
watching B play a story game is disheartening.
Huh?
No. So if it's like an RPG like this, like a classic RPG, I want to see all the text so I can read it.
So you can read it. Okay.
Even when it has to come up slow.
No.
Oh, that burns me up, dude.
I got you.
Oh yeah, no, instant text.
Yep.
Max.
I feel you. 100%. I feel you. Okay, I agree. So they added a new quote unquote new protagonist named Fuse. He was actually in the original. He was in the plan for the original, but he was cut for being too comedic. So he ended up being like a side character. So this time he's getting his own story.
How you get relegated to an NPC?
Yeah, they just did him. They did
him.
They did him rude. They did him. I mean, not an NPC. Like he was a sidekick.
That's crazy. They was like, "Yo, you didn't score enough points this season. You are."
They just hit him with the sidekick treatment.
For over 20 years, he's just been not a character.
I mean,
you know what? You know what that reminds me of? That Instagram video I saw when the anime character realizes that they're a secondary character.
Oh yeah.
Wait, who was that? Was that a Caleb video?
Was that a
I
Caleb?
don't think it was Caleb, but it was
I think it was
RDC.
RDC. I like those
Yeah.
dudes, man, but they just yell too much, and their sound quality is terrible. But I like their videos; they're funny.
This-
Man's got deep into their production.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro, but it's not. It's
Wow.
something so blatantly. It's like every room. There's nothing. There's nothing in the room. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you just move into a house, it's just mad echo and mad out. Like there's no structure to. You know what? Let me not. But I do like their
Yeah,
videos.
because now you got me looking around like I'm in a relatively big room.
It's kind of whatevs, but I love their content.
Yeah, they got. I
Quality.
like their content. It's quality. Just need new mics. They added new events. They added new events and cutscenes that were not in the original. And it is coming to PS4, Switch, Steam, Apple Store, and Google Store. Summer 2021.
Is it coming to Game Pass?
It's funny. No. I don't know. It doesn't say anything about it going to Xbox in any way. But what's funny is that they said coming to PC via Steam. So like yeah, you PC players can play it, but you gotta have Steam, and if you want to play it, like there's no direct PC app for it.
Okay.
Which is good. Like,
Yeah, I'm starting to get used to having the launchers.
bro.
Yeah.
Too many launchers, bro.
Yeah, there's too many launchers. There's too like Tarkov. Like it has its own standalone app. Like I gotta go search for Tarkov while I play for it. Why not just want to go on Steam and double click it right there?
Fair.
Easy.
Fair.
Like I was saying, that's the primary advantage that consoles have over PCs is the structure. Like everything's right there, especially the party stuff. Like how me and B was playing a game earlier, and I had to look for the options in that game. There was no universal place where you could just voice chat.
Yeah.
But
That's the only thing that PC doesn't have, but I mean that's what Discord is for. So like,
yeah, Discord's been filling in the gap really well. But
as soon as Discord hits console, man, that's what I'm hoping on. That's what I'm waiting on. As soon as Discord hits consoles, it's a wrap.
it's pretty much a wrap. Yeah.
It's a wrap sheet.
It would be fire. Okay. Question.
Answer.
Are we excited about this game? Reese, go.
I never played the original, so I'll definitely look into it to see if it's worth a purchase.
Is there a price for this game yet?
No, it doesn't even have an exact drop. It's just summer 2021. Yeah. I mean, it looks cool, like, but it's one of those games where you got to beat it with every character, and I'm not doing that. And they try to give you incentive to beat it with every character. So when you beat the game with one character, the next character that you choose will be stronger. He'll have like stronger gear. Start off with stronger gear and stuff like that, which is cool.
Yeah, but do the enemies scale up to that?
I don't know, but I'm sure.
I don't want to beat the game. Then just
they probably will. It's like playing New Game Plus. So I don't know. Actually, maybe not. I don't know. It's kind of like a New Game Plus ish. But
man, just give me all my stuff so I can run through it.
I don't want to. I just, man, look. I can't be playing the same game over and over and over.
I don't do that.
I don't mind those because I play Nier, Automata, and I got the actual ending on there. So
if it's a short game, that's like it's kind of hard to say. But I always bring up the game called Stories, Path of Destiny. That's one of those games where like you have to beat it. But it's short. Like you can do one playthrough in like 30 minutes.
Oh damn!
Sure. You know, but you got to keep playing through to get the true ending. And like you get stuck and you die, you got to go back to the beginning. Like it's super fun. But like a full-fledged like JRPG, no.
Yeah, man, you got to play through a whole game.
I've done that a number of times. Like Nier is
critically acclaimed RPG.
Yeah,
How many times? 6?
The longest. What is that? I'll probably say 15 to 20 hours per playthrough, and I had to do it a number of times. I won't say a number.
What's the number? What's the number?
I don't want to say it just because there are people out there that want to figure it out themselves.
It's something you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, spoiler.
There are 26 endings in the game.
Old at this point.
Well, all right, fine.
Nier Automata is not that old. How old is Nier Automata?
It's probably like 4 years old, maybe 3. I'd say 3.
We're taking bets. Let's see.
It's still relatively new. 3 years.
3.
Nier Automata was released February 23rd of 17.
3 years.
So going on 4 years.
It's fine. It's fine. You beat it a lot of times. You beat it a lot.
So
of
there are
times.
3 different paths you play to find the
So you beat it 3
quote
times.
true ending. Yeah.
So
But there's 26 endings, right?
But there's 26 endings. Yeah.
One for each.
so you can buy 26. You can find all 26 endings via the 3 paths.
You can, yeah.
Got you.
And then I did that
So
again with
basically, you can find 26 endings and 60 hours of gameplay.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
normal.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
And then with
Not bad at all.
Undertale, there are 3 main endings, but that game's like 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours per playthrough.
Yeah, but see, for
So
me
great.
though,
Like something like that, I play over and over.
if I beat a game in 10 hours, bet I beat that game. Now, what's the next game? Like,
Dude, it really has to be some sort of incentive for me to play it over. Like it really does. Like it really needs to be an incentive for me to play it over.
My incentive is knowing the entire story. That's all I need.
Yeah. Some games I don't. The story ain't that hot for me to care that much. Some games,
No, I take it.
some games are, but nah. If it's like a requirement for me to beat it like that, and in order to beat the game, that's different. That's like stories is like that. Like if you die or if you complete one of the endings, you don't beat the game. Like you start over. Like it starts you over. It's like, oh, you did this thing, but it's not the real ending, and it starts you over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's something I learned way back when. Chrono Trigger, like that. Actually, I never knew that had multiple endings. That's 6 endings, I believe.
I didn't know that.
That game's already hard enough. So for me to figure out how to path to get to one, man,
dude,
stop.
that giant dragon monster thing. One hand was like electric powers, the other hand was
Lava
fire
Bolts?
powers.
Yeah, he ain't.
Bro, that's where the game ended for me. That's where I beat the game.
Man's beat it, baby.
Traumatized
I'm sorry.
me.
There are 13 endings, but the first ending can end 5 different ways. So if you want to get technical, there are 18 endings in Chrono Trigger. This is an SNES game. And it has that many endings.
Crazy.
Make sure you hydrate. But yeah. Multiple endings, it's not too much of a deterrent for me. Unless it's an obscenely long game like Cyberpunk or something like that.
Oh yeah, you can miss me with those types of games. With like a Fallout, that's a one playthrough. That's it.
Yeah, I've only played Fallout.
The only time I'll do another playthrough is
to play it
just
differently.
to mess around, like to play the opposite of what I would play, and I never finish.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Fallout has multiple playthroughs?
So you know how when was the last Fallout you played?
Played or beat?
Beat.
Beat. I only beat Fallout 3.
Okay. So when you play Fallout 3, you know obviously any action you take can be seen by the world. Everyone liked that. Everyone hated that. Right? You just play it like that. You be a good guy, you help everybody out, you prevent bad things from happening, beat the game. Then you're like, you know what? Let's see what happens. You go to Fallout, you blow up Megaton. And then you start killing everything.
The only thing I remember about 3 is that like I think you like purified all the water or something like that at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
That's one of the things that you're trying
That's
to
one
do,
of the things.
Purify
Yeah.
that water.
But then
That's like the
again,
main thing.
you don't have to purify the water.
You don't have to.
Oh,
You can.
dang! So I was a good guy.
Things you can do.
Yeah, I always play it.
I got to go
Those
back and
games,
change
I
my
play it
life.
Like me. Like if I was there, like me and B do this as how we would do it if we were in that world.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know me, super positive, so I'll be trying to. You know what I'm saying? I'll be trying to use word magic.
When I was, oh, you got charisma.
Always.
When I was playing New Vegas,
You know what I mean? I keep a steady flow of charisma.
My charisma stay on top.
my
and
charisma stay
dexterity.
on 0. 0.0. We ain't talking. If you ain't giving it to me, we fighting for it. Yo, for real.
Oh,
And rule number 1, I'm stealing everything. Karma don't pay the bills. I don't care.
Yo,
I'm
Karma
stealing it.
can pay the bills, though. That's the thing.
Karma
You
don't
never
pay the
ever-
bills.
That's the thing about Fallout. If you can just like you can kind of weave your way through a conversation and level up like 3 times and get all the stuff without no confrontation. I get to save my ammo for a real fight.
For real.
Oh, it's great.
For a real fight, that is a real fight. That's smoke in front of you. That's a fight. That's a real. That's just as real as the next fight you're gonna get yourself into.
No.
Every fight that you get into is a real fight. Like,
yeah.
Okay, but peep game. You made that fight.
I don't have to.
I made it.
Yeah.
No, he made it. He made it by not complying. So
you don't want to choice like that death claw,
huh?
But if you're in a mission that says I need you to go clear a death claw from over
Right.
you have to go fight it.
You have to.
But if there's a mission that's like, hey, can you broker a deal between us and them so no one has to fight? Yes. Okay. I don't have to fight. As opposed with the death claw mission, I have to fight.
I'm not even talking about missions. I'm talking about, all right, let me go find a mission. Oh, snap, here's a store right here. Let me just go up in here real quick. He sees a laser rifle. He's like, yo, I want that. And then he's like, yo, let me get that. He wants this much. No, I don't have it. Key's gonna go and kill him.
No.
Take the laser rifle.
Let me hip you right now. You press R3, do the Jedi mind tricks, drag it, because you can do that in this game. You can just like,
I hate
grab
that you
stuff.
can do that in Fallout.
Yep,
you can touch it without them getting mad.
Yep, grab it.
You just
You
drag
move
it out
it
of the
over
store.
to a hidden spot. Boom, crouch, steal it. Oh, that's bad for your karma. That's your business. I don't care.
Steal it, pick it up.
You know what I mean? I didn't get into no fight. It's just
stuff like that.
I do that all the time.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm
come on, I'm not.
Actual conversations like that require you to have
charisma. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Lady killer or whatever.
Oh, I don't get lady killer. I get the other one because
what is it?
There's not a lot. It's like man killer. I don't know what it's called, but
yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
It's not a lot of interactions that you have with women, so I get the man one.
Yeah.
We was playing. Well, me and Key were playing Outer Worlds for a little bit. Where we was both playing at the same time. Yeah. And we was around the same place. It was like, oh, what did you do? What did you do? This, that, and the other. And we was just playing different. My man's was over here killing everything. I'm over here talking to everyone.
Yeah, you maxed out on you picked up your charisma. I was like,
my charisma and my dexterity are
none that.
I want to be able to lock pick. I want to be able to hack.
None that. We don't use that. No charisma.
Intimidation, deception. I want all of that. I just want to just go in, go out.
Yeah, I do be curious to see like how long I can go without a fight. I do like with the people, you know.
Really?
I like to see that. Sometimes.
Yeah, but you miss out on so much.
Huh?
You miss out on so much.
You miss out on so.
You miss right.
Nah, because if you body them, you just take all their belongings.
You don't get but now you cut off storylines.
You just cut off a whole storyline,
bro. My Mont Blanc died in the first mission. Like, I don't care about that. I'm used to storylines getting cut off.
And then you be like, yo, how'd you get that weapon? Oh, well, you didn't finish that mission. You killed everybody.
Mont Blanc died in the first. Man, listen.
How y'all get that? You listen, man. You killed.
No, B, you got it from the store. You just didn't want me to know. We know what happened.
Oh no,
we know what happened.
That's not it.
We know what happened.
No, but for real though, how'd you let your Mont Blanc die? Like, I can't imagine. Like, he talks so much in the game, and now he's dead. Like,
I didn't know.
Who was Marsh talking to now?
Or I either didn't know that they die permanently, and what is it called? The Jag?
The Yacht?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? They tell you this before every mission. If they die, they're gone.
Or so it's either A, I didn't know, or B, I didn't realize that Mans was dead. So like at the end of it,
what? Okay.
The soul just disappeared. I was like, oh, that's crazy. And like game went on.
Like my second most powerful member on the team. My man's at the Black Magic.
Well, she was my first most dead. So
my first most dead. I can't do this right now.
Oh, yo, that was my first most dead.
I can't deal with you, man. Why are you like this?
I don't know.
Key, are you interested in this game? In Saga Frontier?
Oh yeah, we digressed like crazy. That was great.
Oh, I said like I don't know. Like I don't. It's all right. It was cool, but I just don't want to play. I can't play a game multiple times. So like I'm indifferent. I don't care. Like it's cool. It's cool.
So all right.
I'm not hype. I don't care. I just don't care.
Is it a purchase or not a purchase?
Nah, I'm probably not gonna buy it. Nah.
Okay, there we go. That's what I was looking for.
Oh,
What
okay.
about you, B?
Okay.
A potential purchase.
B?
Potential.
Potential
No,
purchase.
no. He's not gonna buy.
This? No, I'd rather play Octopath Traveler than play this.
Come. Oh, he's crazy. Actually,
Whoa. And you were
maybe.
saying an awful
No, I don't
lot
know. I don't know.
about
I'm
No,
indifferent to both
again,
of
I
them.
always say Octopath Traveler's cool. They just don't have specials.
See, and in this
No.
game, everybody has a special. You can do like combo special,
right.
kind of like with Chrono Trigger. Like you can like do a
Oh, yeah,
combo out. Everybody.
double taps. Yep.
Yeah. You can fuse up your specials, whatever. Do combo specials and stuff like that. I think the
Damn.
battle system, like, really takes this game to the next level.
Yeah, like I was reading, like just now, like I was watching a video on this game, and like there was like one of the things for the remake is they were like the legendary battles that you all know and love. Like
Yeah.
like I guess the battles are just
Yeah, the battle system look really cool.
um
But them sprites,
Yeah.
man, they could have. I wish they would have did something with them sprites, man. They like, man, them sprites is,
Sprites.
dude. They have like, for me, they have like regular size sprites, whatever. It's fine. And then their hair is huge, so it just looks so out of place. Like I used RPG Maker a lot, growing up, and it just reminded me of something straight out of RPG Maker, where like a kid, because you would get these base, you can get a base like of blank sprites basically, and then you can like make your own attachments or whatever. And so like, bro, it just looked trash. It just looked bad. Like it just looked goofy. The character models look goofy. The updated character models look even goofier to me, just because now it doesn't look like they fit the world that they're in. They're a lot more
I know
brighter.
they're like super polished and bright.
Yeah.
The rest of the
And
world's like drab.
It's dingy, and it's like, yeah. So now they don't. Now it's just polished. Or it doesn't. It looks goofy. It looks really goofy. Like the cat. Yeah. But the game
this
seems
is
fun.
not a purchase for me, but I know people love these games. Like I know that it's gonna have a huge following and people are gonna buy it up. Most likely. I mean, anything can happen. I mean, you see what they did with Marvel. But anything can happen. Like people could not be hyped for this, but I feel like this is one of those classics that they're gonna give an HD facelift to, and they're gonna make a pretty penny off of it so they can keep funding whatever else they're doing.
Which is
Project
hopefully the Final Fantasy
and
VI
Final Fantasy
remake.
16 and everything else they're doing. So you said a Final Fantasy 6 remake?
Hopefully.
I'd like that. Sign me up. Yeah, like sign me up
That
for
is
that.
the most needed. That's needed more than 7, if you ask me.
I'm cool.
I'd say yes to the fan, to the hardcore Final Fantasy fan, but
To the general public, no.
it's 7 all day, every day. Every day.
Uncultured.
Final Fantasy 7 is the game. It's the one. It might not be for you, but it's the one.
Uncultured.
I just thought the Final Fantasy VI, like the way, I just didn't like the original. I didn't like it at all. So I want them to remake it so that they have a version that I can play and actually learn the story of.
Because Kefka, that dude is something else. That's all I'm saying. But we'll get to that bridge
Now,
once we
hold on.
find it.
Is Final Fantasy 6, is it the story that makes it so good?
Yes. For me,
Okay.
at least.
Okay. So if it's the story that makes it so good, then that's why it wouldn't be Final Fantasy 6. It'd be 7. Because Final Fantasy 7 did a whole bunch of stuff that RPGs didn't do yet. It was the first one to come out for the PS1 and do all those crazy things, all the graphics, and it would switch from the guy to like a conversation and switch into a battle, and it just did so much that no one else was doing. And for me, that was the one. It's not my favorite RPG, not even close, but that was the one that got me into it.
Oh no, I was definitely wild hype about 7 when that first came out. Trying to print out all the pictures at the library, put them on my wall, wait for that announcement. The release date, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
That remake dropping was and if they were going to do a modern remake, it was going to be 7.
no, definitely.
But now that it had commercial success at a high clip, now let's see what they do for the fans. Let's see what they do for us.
Yeah, because they're too busy remastering everything right now. So
I know it's always a remaster, a remake. Hey man, whatever you got to do to keep the lights on and to break even on Marvel Avengers.
Call
So
up.
that's
Shots fired. Shots fired.
yeah, that was a dumpster fire of a game.
It was fun for that hot second while we was looking into it, but after that, it was,
Hey man, I didn't play very long, but I had fun with it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I didn't play it for very long, so I don't know.
What else is on the docket today, friends?
So a game that is not being remastered or remade is Call of the Sea.
Ooh.
Call of the Sea is a game that is being devved by Out of the Blue Games. Out of the Blue Games is a small team of veterans from Spain. Like that's where the headquarters is.
Did they come out?
I actually got into it because I'm like, I've never heard of this dev team. Like I'm into indies and stuff like that. I'm like, man, I've never heard of this team. You go on
Did
their
they come out
website
the blue?
and you go to, they're Out of the Blue. If you go to their website, the only game on their site is this game, Call of the Sea.
Okay.
That's it. If you go on their Twitter, this is all they're talking about. This is it. This is like all they've done.
How many followers they have on Twitter?
I'll tell you right now. But Out of Blue, because I looked at it earlier. The wild thing about it is they're claiming to be like a team of veteran developers, like they've been around for a minute. You know what I mean? Like they've been at other places, other studios, but they're not saying who or what. But they have 1,500 followers.
Nice.
So yep, like
they're like brand spanking new.
They have 1,572 followers on Twitter, and their pinned tweet is, "We are excited to finally share our first game, Call of the Sea." And Call of the Sea. Before I even get into it, I actually want to get into the publishing company. So the publishing company is Raw Fury. Have you guys heard of them either?
Negative.
Nah, son.
So you look at Raw Fury, and Raw Fury is a publishing company that's based in Sweden, but it's owned by one of the ex-presidents of EA Dice.
Oh wow.
So he was working at EA. He's worked on a number of the Battlefield titles. He's done a couple other things.
Yeah, that's Dice City.
And then the other co-owner was a general manager of EA Dice. He stepped down in 2016 to help with Raw Fury.
So this is just a baby EA Dice team.
No, because what they're doing is what they want Raw Fury to be is it's a publisher for boutique and indie games. And they're calling themselves an unpublisher, meaning they don't want to do all the stuff that publishers normally do, which is just trying to run up a check. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to find ways to use your game to run up a check. Like that's what it does. They probably worked at EA for so long and was like, yo, games would be so much better if EA just stopped trying to cash cow on these games. So
I hope that doesn't become a thing.
What?
No, so this has nothing to do with the actual thing. You said that they called themselves an unpublisher.
Yeah, they call themselves
my first iteration of someone calling them an un-something was with T-Mobile when they got the whole transformation thing. They called themselves the uncarrier. Like we're going to do things differently from traditional carriers and things like that. So I'm like,
it's kind of silly, but but they're calling themselves unpublisher, as they intend to support developers by dismantling how publishing traditionally works.
I'm with it.
Providing more supportive services that better serve indie game developers. And their team is only about 40 people at Raw Fury. Cool.
And how long they been around?
5 years for Raw Fury, and out of Blue Games, they made the Twitter in August of 2018. But dude, who knows how long they've been around? They've probably been around since then to make this game. That's probably it. I have no idea. I couldn't find much else on them. But Call of the Sea. So Call of the Sea is one of those It's one of those like stunning visual narration puzzler type games. For those of you who know Firewatch, this game, they drew a lot from Firewatch. Like they were like, that's one of our favorite games. It's one of the games like we want to make a game kind of like that. And they named a couple of other games as well to kind of give you an idea of what this game is going to be like.
Okay.
But my main
actually like that game.
What Firewatch?
Firewatch, yeah.
Oh, Firewatch was a
Very
masterpiece.
good game. Mhm.
Oh, Firewatch is wonderful.
I love that game.
You never played it.
Nope.
Never played a day in your life.
So
It's
Call of
okay.
Duty.
It's definitely not your type of game.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't look like my type.
Call of the Sea is coming out for Windows, so it's coming out for PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and X. That's it. There are no plans for it to come out on anything else at the moment.
That's unfortunate.
What do you mean? You have Game Pass, right?
I have Game Pass. So
I got Game
unfortunate for the
Pass.
remainder of the gaming community that may want to take a gander.
This is what happens with exclusives, right?
I have to cop that Game Pass.
We said the same thing with all those other PlayStation games, right?
This is true.
I should have bought a PlayStation so you can play The Last of Us. It works the same way. The gameplay's first person, as most of these games are. It does, full disclosure, it does not feature a combat system. There is no combat system.
Trash.
There's no combat.
Qualifies key.
That game.
Yeah. It's just like Firewatch.
Boring.
There is no combat system.
So you're just watching a movie?
It's basic. Yeah, it's pretty much like playing through a movie. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like.
Sick.
Yeah, and
That's an expensive film.
it's a ton of puzzles. And that's the main thing in the game. And all these games is the puzzles. It's puzzle on top of puzzle on top of puzzle on top of puzzle inside of a beautiful world. The cool thing about this game is the protagonist. She's talking in her head throughout the game. Like that's like your main form of communication. It's like you're hearing her thoughts as if you were in her shoes. You know, like what you would do is be in your head. There's no one else to talk to, so you'd be talking to yourself. So you're hearing her thoughts as you're playing through the game.
Makes sense.
It's a different touch because in Firewatch they used the
walkie-talkie
communication on the walkie-talkie to create the dialogue between the characters.
Yep.
This one, she's on like this island, and I think she's looking for her husband, who's also like an explorer or whatever, and she can't find him, and she's on the secret island or whatever. And he left clues, and some of the crew left clues and things like that. And dude, it's a straight puzzler. It's a puzzler. That's 100% of what this game is. But I love games like this. Firewatch and Myst and Soma and Subnautica. They're fun.
Brain games.
They're super brain games. Like you got to be big brain if you want to play these games.
You calling me stupid? That's crazy. How y'all just
like that. It's just
I read between the lines. Y'all just gonna call me stupid. That's crazy. I never called you stupid, but
I didn't say in those words. You took that, so you calling yourself stupid.
Nah, I read between the lines. That's crazy how y'all just treat me this way. But
you basically
I'm gonna just let bygones be bygones.
Interject my own negativity. That's on you, brother.
It's crazy how we doing things these days.
This game was announced on May 7th, and it's coming out December 8th.
Nice turnaround.
Right? You start working on a game behind the scenes, you announce it, and then you don't drop it on the date it's supposed to drop. Cyberpunk.
Oh wow. Shots fired.
But yeah, the team for Out of Blue is only 12 people. It's only 12. I'm super pumped for this. It wasn't even on my radar, and I was looking through games because I'm always taking looks to see like what different stuff is coming out besides the blockbusters that everyone already knows about. And this thing kind of popped into my radar, and I'm like, And then I got super into it. I
So
guess.
this is looking like a purchase for you.
Oh yeah, this is looking like a purchase for you, boy. Believe
Oh, yeah,
that.
you're gonna have to stream this because you know me. I can't play these types of games, camera system. But I want to experience the story. It sounds intriguing. So
It said it's based on a
Why can't you play it, Reese?
not based, yeah.
Do you don't have motion
Firewatch,
sickness?
right?
I did, and I struggled.
Mm.
You don't have motion sickness, do you, kid?
Huh?
You don't have motion sickness.
No,
do you?
no.
So with me, if what I'm seeing does not match up with my body movement, so like if you're in a shooting game and you hold the right stick and you know how it goes in a circle, it's looking around.
Oh, he's gonna throw up.
My eye interprets that as me moving, but my body is not moving. So my mind is like, yo, what's going on? I don't like this. Let's fix this real quick. So it's an actual condition. It releases toxins in your body to be like, yo, stop. Same thing as if you get knocked out. You get hit in the chin. Your brain's like, yo, stop. And you shut down.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bodily reaction. So I just have to deal with it.
Got you. That's tough.
So the best thing I could do is like take ginseng or something to like quell the nausea, but that's just something I have. So certain games like Firewatch, things like that. That's the primary reason why I haven't played Kingdom Hearts. The camera in Kingdom, you can't control it, so I can't like counter the feeling that I get.
Mm-hmm.
So,
like he bought Mario Galaxy like when it first came out. He was so hyped, and he was like, "Oh, I can't play this.
Can't play it."
Me and Nick had to go beat it. Like, he couldn't play it.
It's. I mean, that's why I bought Kingdom Hearts. Because I'm like, okay, I'm a little older now. Maybe it's settled. It's more manageable, but it's still there.
It's probably more manageable because of all the first-person shooter hours you done put in recently. Between like Rainbow Six Siege and Overwatch over the last like 5 years.
5 years, yeah. I must have tempered something because
But yeah, dude, I love games like this. I love games that give me a slice outside of just like really crazy, super twitchy games that I usually play.
It's a slice of life video game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, I watch slice of life anime, so this fits right in.
Yeah, you do. I actually am going to watch The Promised Neverland, though. I'm excited for that one.
Oh yeah, we're waiting for that to come back. Actually,
I'm going to watch that one.
that was cool.
Well, now I got to put it on the watch list.
I'm actually going to watch that one. But yeah, dude, I'm excited. I'm super pumped. December 8th, 2020, Call of the Sea.
Call of the Sea.
Oh yeah, you got to stream that, friend.
Call of the Sea.
I will stream this for y'all. I will definitely stream this for whoever wants to see it in the Discord. Every time I play it, I'll just put it in the Discord. You guys can see. Whoever's on, just pop in. I'll play it there exclusively. So if you missed some, that's your business. That's on you.
You better find your way to that Discord. Pay attention.
Yeah, that is a thing. Key, how we feeling about this game?
Come on, really?
I gotta ask. I know the answer, but I gotta ask.
It's trash. You don't gotta ask. It's trash.
All right, it's not trash. You
trash.
Just aren't interested in it. There's a difference.
Okay, but to me, the game is trash and unpurchasable. It's an overexpensive movie. I'm good.
And then Reese, how we feeling about this game?
I'm gonna watch you play it. I'm interested.
Yeah, it's a free movie for you. See, I could do that.
One of three. You got one of 3 purchases on this one. You got 0 purchases on Saga Frontier. And this takes us to the main part. The main thing we want to talk about.
Do we really want to talk about this? Because this is just an unfortunate series of events that occurred.
Oh, I'm excited for these unfortunate events.
Did it occur under the sea?
Please stop. So, well, I would say B. Every time you come over, he always needs to poke fun at the fact that I'm fairly cybersecurity oriented. I always try to make sure everything's nice and secure. Nice long passwords, 64 character minimum, 2-factor authentication, passwords. Make sure nobody gets in my stuff.
Oh, I know.
And working at a cybersecurity firm, they always instill those values on you. So one of the things they like to have us do is an annual course on cybersecurity. Make sure we know how not to get phished or become victims of malware of any type, things like that. Clearly, I'm going to assume that these types of processes are present in other companies, but it's quite evident that they don't follow them because these companies have been getting hacked left and right. There was the Nintendo thing that happened way earlier this year that we touched on, and there was just an absurd amount of information that got leaked. Like there are people out there probably making hardware consoles based off the information they were able to steal from them.
Pro tip, when you're making your password, make sure after you put 1, 2, 3, 4, you use 2 stars. They'll never get it.
Great.
Pro tip.
These passwords. Sick.
Pro tip, never use a sequential combination in your passwords.
Never that.
Without the stars.
I wish that those are listening. Yeah, I can't. He's beyond hope.
And he wonder why his first PSN got hacked.
I say not wanting to put him out there, but he just keeps doing cool stuff. You still don't have access to it right now.
I didn't need that anyways.
My man's went and changed your name on there. It's a really foreign name that I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce.
Yo,
my man's put in hours of Fortnite.
I got a message. I was like, so how's that hacked account looking? No response.
No response.
He was playing.
He was too busy playing Fortnite on your account.
Cracking.
On my wow. I hope my KD is better right now.
Oh no. Oh my God.
Yo, that's your concern right now. This is wild.
I just hope he hooked it up for my KD, man. That's all I care about.
I'm done.
Gone forever.
So I'm trying to get the exact timeline of events because it's kind of, with corporations, you don't ever immediately want to be like, oh yeah, we got hacked. Because you need to know the nature. You need to know the nature of the hack, how exactly they got in, how long they were in, what they obtained, how they obtained it, and that's just one step. And then you got to go to the next step, which is to fix everything essentially, and then prevent it in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So on the 16th, Capcom put out a press event, which is actually it's really fast turnaround because it happened on the 2nd.
What happened on the 2nd?
So they ended up being the victim of what's called a ransomware attack.
And this is Capcom.
This is Capcom, yes.
Capcom.
So I learned about ransomware about 10 years ago on my first job. I worked at a software backup company. So you install this program on your computer, back up all your files, things like that. Near the tail end of my tenure, a lot of the calls we were getting were from victims of ransomware attacks.
Oh.
So what happens is you don't even have to be on a fishy site anymore. They're just so much more common now. You can open an email and an attachment, anything like that. Installs this unfortunate program on your device because it's not just PCs. It could be on your own phone too. And they all do different things, but the typical action is for it to lock you out of your data. So your data gets encrypted. You still have your data, you just can't access it because it's encrypted. So they put up this screen that says, hi, we encrypted your data. You better send us X amount of money at this location or a number of things will happen. So in a typical home user like us, it would just be deletion of data. So if you don't send us $500 in a week, we're going to delete everything on your computer. So now you've lost that thing. With companies like Capcom, it's a little different, obviously. You have a month to send us $1 million, or we're going to disseminate your data, or we're going to destroy the data on your servers, or we're going to put it out there in the world. There have been, as long as I've been working where I'm working at now, there have been a number of those, like hospitals, schools, police, fire departments, things like that. They've all been victims. There have been a combination of those that did pay and got their data back. Some that did pay did not get their data back. Some that did not pay got their data back. Some that did not pay did not get their data back. It's the four things, the known unknowns, things like that.
You already know. You already know. Don't even get me started.
So
again,
I'm pretty sure all of us here have played a Capcom game in some capacity. So obviously I decided to look into what exactly got obtained. So I was looking over the Capcom press release, which titled "Update Regarding Data Security Incident Due to Unauthorized Access." So that's their formal announcement that they were the victim of what's called a customized random attack following unauthorized access. So someone external got into the network and was able to infiltrate into everything that they did. So from the 2nd of November, when they noticed this, up until this point, they were able to verify that 9 personal information items were compromised. It's of a former employee, so it got his name and signature, his address, passport information, things like that. Section 2 is potentially compromised data. So this is the info that they're still looking for. So they believe 350,000 items were compromised, which is actually a relatively low amount. Still a lot, but what can you do? 134,000 of that was
obviously
in Japan.
they got hacked.
They got hacked. 134,000 items in Japan, names, addresses, phone numbers, email addresses. 14,000 items in North America, names, birth dates, email addresses. Esports operations website members, 4,000 items, names, email addresses, gender information. The list of shareholders, 40,000 items, names, addresses, shareholder numbers, amount of shareholdings. That's actually pretty damaging. Former employees, including family, 28,000 people, names, birth dates, addresses, phone numbers, email addresses, photos.
Man, they are.
14,000 items of human resources info and confidential corporate information.
Yikes.
So what you're supposed to do in these instances when you get breached is this. It's funny. It sounds like an advertisement for the company that I'm working for. You're supposed to have a response plan for when you get compromised. So you got to figure out what got compromised, and you have to notify the affected people. And depending on the country you're in, or even the state that you're in the case of the US, you have a certain time limit to do so. So let me just say, I think in California, you have 72 hours to figure out what happened, and you need to notify the affected people. So they actually, in this press release, they actually gave their process, which is kind of not normal. So like they said, in early hours of November 2nd, they noticed some weird happenings in their internal network. So they immediately shut it down. The company discovered a message from a criminal organization that calls itself Ragnar Locker. I don't know if y'all heard of that. I haven't heard of it. So,
Man,
it's a whole bunch of craziness right now.
Mm-hmm.
On November 4th, they released their first press release in Japan. On November 12th, 10 days later, they verified those 9 items and they informed those people, and then go on and so on and so forth. The press release ends with their 5th and final section, measures going forward, which says Capcom will continue coordinating with law enforcement in Japan and the US, give timely reports, make sure that we get whoever's involved, so on and so forth. So that was the technical aspect of what happened and why. There's a second side to this outside of the personal PII, personal identifiable information, because there was a terabyte of information that they managed to get. The second half of that was a list of games that Capcom is currently working on. So before I continue with this segment, I want everybody to go in their kitchen and grab their salt shaker and apply a grain of salt to everything that I'm about to say.
Get your salt shaker, because I'm getting hot. Let's go.
Dude, honestly, I've seen this list. I've seen this list, and this list, I don't think is real. I don't think it's real because it is seriously just too good to be true. And one of the games on it, we had literally talked about like a week prior. So
to see it on this list is kind of
it's sus. I don't know, bro. Like I don't know. Go ahead and tell them. But like the list is too good to be true.
With a grain of salt, this is all 100% unverified by the parent company, based on a unfortunate series of events that happened on this side.
Before you go, this is how we operate. A actual thing happened, so we reported the news, and this is just a part of the news being reported. But again, these games could be none of them could be legit. 2 of them could be legit. All of them could be legit.
So to clarify that, we did report that Capcom did get hacked. that definitely happened.
Facts.
Versus, Capcom may have gotten hacked, and this is what we may have. No, they got hacked. So, this is separated into remakes, sequels, and then we'll go from there. So let's see here. Obviously, Capcom has refused to give in to the demands set by the ransomware developer. So as long as Capcom decides not to give them money, we may end up getting even more information than I'm going to provide here. So as far as remakes are concerned, we were just talking about this earlier. Companies love pumping out these remakes. Capcom isn't an exception. One of the first remakes that was on this list was Resident Evil 4. Apparently this was leaked prior to this event, and right now it's slated for Q4 2022. There wasn't a lot of information as to exactly what this remake will entail, but it's going to happen after Resident Evil 8, which was supposed to release in the second half of next year. Another game that was in this list was a Power Stone remake.
Woo!
Which is the game that we had just talked about like a week prior.
Literally 2 weeks ago, that was the game of
Power Stone, for
the throwback of the week.
those that don't know, this podcast whole Power Stone is a unique arena fighting game that's developed a cult following among Capcom and other fans.
Dude, Power Stone coming back. It's a remake or remaster?
Remake.
Power Stone remake.
The company previously remade Power Stone and its sequel for the PSP, so it's not too far-fetched that they would release this.
For next gen, though?
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, that would break the internet. Like, what? I bet you there's, like, millions of people out there that have never even heard of Power Stone, potentially. So, like...
It's quite possible.
Oh, man.
We may be waiting a little while for this because its current due date is Q3 of 2024.
Sheesh.
So we got a few years for that.
There's some kids that's about to get introduced if that game comes out.
Dude,
they're about to get introduced.
I'm looking at some of these games and I'm like, man.
In Q2 of 2024, I don't know if any of y'all are Final Fight fans, but in Q2 of 2024, they want to release a Final Fight remake. The last Final Fight release was in 2006, which was Streetwise, and it wasn't really received well. So that's probably what's making them hold off a little bit. I mentioned the RE4 remake, Q4 of 2021, and the RE8 multiplayer-based game that they plan on releasing.
I saw something that said that they had some of those Resident Evil 4 remake assets were being leaked as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like less than 2 days ago.
So yeah, this is actually after. I think it has something to do with those RE4 assets. There's another game that they plan on releasing called Biohazard Apocalypse for Q3 of 2023. But that could be a code name for a working Resident Evil title. So
because they already have Biohazard as one of them, Resident Evil 7, right? Yeah, Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, and then Resident Evil 8, The Village, whatever. Another thing that kind of gives you a little bit more validity to the Resident Evil 4 thing is that they've literally just did 2 and then 3. So 4 seems like a natural progression.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
While still on the topic of Resident Evil Hank, another working title, currently a Q4 2024 launch.
Resident Evil Hank?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So with this listing, because I said 2022, 2023, 2024, they're trying to make Resident Evil an annual release thing again like it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So it still has a major
2 and 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
It still has a major following.
Definitely.
Oh, it's huge. Oh, Resident Evil still is it. Resident Evil will always.
Resident Evil Outrage set to launch Q4 2021. Then Resident Evil 4 Remake Q4 2022. And then Biohazard Apocalypse Q3 2023. And then Resident Evil Hank Q4 2024. So they have 4 games lined up for the next 4 years as far as Resident Evil is concerned.
As far as Resident Evil is concerned. But there's a Street Fighter 6 on here, bro.
Oh, no. We're going to get there. Sequel.
All right. Excuse me. I put the original. I
Uh,
apologize.
he might actually like this. Dragon's Dogma 2.
I've
Saw
Set to
that.
seen
launch
that.
Q2 of 2022.
Seen that. Can't wait for
So
that.
they're waiting for that. Another one, Mega Man Match, set to launch Q3 of 2022. Unlike like the other games on this list that I just mentioned, there aren't really a lot of details in regards to this. It's obviously a working title name, so they could change it. It might be a versus multiplayer game for all we know, because they did on Battle Network for the handhelds a while back, and that kind of deviated from the quote traditional Mega Man line. So um it could be a traditional Mega Man title.
Yeah.
They released Mega Man 11 a little while ago, so it would make sense that they continue that on. Let's see. Next game, Omnimusha New York.
They bring Oni. Okay, first of all, I always said I wanted to get into Onimusha because I thought that was a cool series, but it got weird when they brought in the dude with the gun. And actually, I think I read that when they brought that one in, fans also didn't like that they had because it's supposed to be like samurai stuff, and I guess they were moving forward in the time. I don't really remember everything, but it kind of fell off after 3. I think that was when he came in with the gun, and now they're in New York. What's going on?
No. So, Onimusha 1, traditional.
Yeah.
Onimusha 2, they had the guy. It was a different guy, and he did have a blunderbuss or whatever. He had like a little shotgun or yeah. 3 went back to the first guy. They went back to the first guy, and he had just like more weapons.
Wasn't there a villain with a gun though? Didn't a villain have a gun?
I'm sure. I'm sure. I don't remember. I don't remember 3 that well, but I do remember the main character having.
Why is my man's going to New York? That's what I wanted. Like, why is he going to the Big Apple? He's about to just go visit the Empire.
Yeah, like that one sounds like a stretch, bro.
Hey, this is, and it's possible that a lot of this could change due to this. So who knows what's going on with all of this right now? Mm-hmm. There was the Omnimusha. New York, and that one was interesting because they haven't released an Omnimusha game in a while after they released the Omnimusha Warlords HD remaster last year on PC, PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. It got panned, so they were like, "Oh, Capcom's probably like, oh, people aren't really interested in Omnimusha anymore," so they kind of put it on the back burner. But now they're coming out with this, so they're thinking. Allegedly. That's looking like Q4 of 2022. So that one has a little more depth.
Interesting.
Another big title that was on this list is Monster Hunter 6.
Yeah.
Currently, Monster Hunter World is Capcom's one of their biggest and most successful video games ever, which makes sense. They've been dragging this on for a while. They had the base game, did well. Iceborne did even better.
Yeah, dude, this game crushes, dude.
I think they're releasing 3 Monster Hunter games for Switch over the next couple of years. Monster Hunter Rise being one of them is coming out in March.
That reminds me, I had Monster Hunter for PSP.
That's where I started. I don't really remember that game.
Yeah, I don't remember it at all, actually. I think I stopped playing it because it wasn't anything like Skyrim or something like that. Or like what's the Elder Scrolls series. So I think I got upset and was like, I'm done with this game.
So yeah, that one doesn't even have a release date. So they probably literally just put the idea out there and put it on paper. Last game on this list, as we mentioned. Capcom's main franchises may be Monster Hunter and Resident Evil, but obviously Street Fighter is still extremely popular. Street Fighter V did not reach the same heights as its predecessors, but SF6 is looking to be the one. It obviously has not been officially announced. I will reference this every time.
Yep.
It doesn't have a release date?
A release window.
The leak says that Capcom fans can look forward to playing this game Q3 of 22.
Q3 of 22.
Obviously, they've iterated on Street Fighter games a number of times. The Ultra, the Super, the whatever else you want to call it.
They follow the Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
progression now.
Yep. So let's call it base SF6 will be out Q3 of 2022. Super Street Fighter 4 will come out Q4 of the year after. And then Ultra Street Fighter 6 will come out Q4 the year after. So they're going to do annual releases of 3 Street Fighter 6 annual releases starting from Q3 of 2022.
That's what they do. That's what they do. Real quick, just to kind of piggyback off your list, is that I'm on IGN, and sources confirm to IGN that some of the games included on this list are legitimate, including Dragon's Dogma 2, Street Fighter 6. Now those could just be code names, but the name of the games on their list are supposed to be legitimate. Of course, take it with a grain of salt. And they include Resident Evil Outrage, Dragon's Dogma 2, Street Fighter 6, Rockman Match, Mega Man Match.
Yep, Rockman.
Resident Evil 4 Remake, Monster Hunter 6, Biohazard Apocalypse, Super Street Fighter, Final Fight Remake, Power Stone Remake, Ultra Street Fighter, and Resident Evil Hank.
Yep, whatever.
Give me
all of them except the Onimusha stuff.
Give me Power Stone, please. Like give me Power Stone. That's the only one.
York, bro, like,
Onimusha New York. Why is my man's in the Apple?
Like that they
I'm hoping. Yeah, that's a code name. It's a code name.
It sounds like something that they wrote down and was like, and they moved on.
My man went all the way from feudal Japan to New York. You just in the big city.
You do end up in like a city though, like a modern, not modern, but like, you know, like an 1800 city or something like that. It doesn't. It's like time travel, revolution, something like that. It's like some time travel. Like I don't know, like maybe they hired Grant Morrison to help write it. I don't know.
See,
but it got confusing. It
gets too crazy.
It got confusing. Yeah, it's crazy. They need to put the Assassin's Creed characters in modern New York instead of keep going back to these. Man,
they started at one point and it was moving forward slowly, and then they just went. It was like, wait, we can make more money if we keep on making more games.
Dude, I was so angry, dude. I was so angry. Like, you don't even know the amount of anger when it went from Resident Evil. Resident Evil 3. I was like, oh, it's the revolutionary time. Okay, we're getting there. And then Resident Evil. I did it again.
Why keep doing that?
I don't know, because there's a whole bunch of Resident Evil on my screen. And then Assassin's Creed 4, that was like pirates. How do we
get there?
Like,
how does that resonate? Explain yourself.
What's up, bro? And then it's just been, and then I did Syndicate. I got hyped for Syndicate because they were like industrial England. I was like, oh, maybe they're going. Oh, and that's
maybe they're doing it right.
My favorite one is Syndicate. So I'm like, bet it's gonna get closer to us. And then it was like Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla. I'm like, throw it in the trash. They're great games. Don't get it twisted. But I don't care. They move it forward.
They are bouncing on the timeline. What is that about?
Dude, I'm good.
It's just crazy. You know what's? I think it's just crazy how we just talked about. We just talked about Power Stone, and then all of a sudden it's on their remake list. I don't know. I feel like there's a mole.
I don't know.
There's most likely a mole.
There's a mole somewhere. Something weird is happening.
20 episodes
coming out. It's coming out allegedly Q3 of 24. It's like there was like
they just heard about it.
Okay, go.
Right? And it would be crazy if I was to mention like a Wild Arms 2 remake, and then like somebody was like, maybe we should put out a Wild Arms 2 remake. Like if I was to put it in the air, if I was to put out the energy that we would want a Wild Arms 2 remake, and that they should make a Wild Arms 2 remake.
It would be nuts if there was a Wild Arms 2 remake.
It would be pretty crazy.
Wild Arms 2 was a terrific game, but it's really also, it would be great if there was a remake of that.
Yeah, and like I feel like it would just make a lot of sales if there was a Wild Arms 2 remake.
It would make total sense. Like it would fly off the shelves.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
In the Arctic. No, dude. if anything on this list is legit, any of it, then sign me up. Like I feel like Capcom they're kind of back to form. They had a rough patch where like only thing that was keeping them afloat was Street Fighter.
Oh yeah, and that Sony deal.
Yeah, that Sony deal back at like that was kind of keeping them like they were struggling a little bit, and then Monster Hunter,
Monster Hunter,
whole life. And then with the money from Monster Hunter, they built these remakes of the Resident Evil games, and now they rolled it.
Yeah,
now they got some bread. No, okay.
So Monster Hunter saved Capcom like Final Fantasy 14 2.0
Save Square.
Because 14 was about to take them under.
And now Square needs some more saving because it ain't looking too bright for them.
Man,
they have money.
14 will keep them afloat forever. They can now afford a hit like Marvel's Avengers. If they made that game,
I don't know, bro. I don't think. Okay, fine. Being able to afford it is one thing, but being able to like walk it off, like, oh, that's fine. We just lost $100 million on that game. It's fine.
I think they'll be able to do that.
I think they're crutching, right? I think they're like, okay, wait, chill. Because if you go to the Instagram right now, like a lot of their most recent posts is like, hey, look at what we're doing with Marvel versus, like trying to promote that game.
Well, yeah, they're trying to get to the black at least. Like,
they still black it. Yeah,
they're trying to even it out.
On the Daily Fix, like how they're trying to at least get back.
Yeah. Because they lost a lot of money, and I just feel like I don't think it was just like, dang, we just took $100 million hit. Cool, let's move on to the next.
Yeah,
I think they kind of. I think they're
looking at the crunch.
Microsoft's not even doing that, and they're worth $1 trillion. You know what I mean? Like, no one's
Microsoft
going to be like, move on. Like, no, they're going to try to at least work at it and try to
Microsoft
their dollars back.
Microsoft doesn't even own a pair of mini crutches. They'll never need that.
But if Microsoft was to take $100 million hit, they can't. Of course, they're going to try and recoup. Like no company wants to lose money.
Yeah, but they're brushing that off.
They can lose $100 million and still go buy another company. You know what I mean? Like Square can't do that. Square lose $100 million, and it's like, yo, hold up. Like, do we have to sell something?
They're grabbing the crutch. I think they're just looking at it to make sure it's still there.
I feel like they're grabbing it, but I don't. That's me. I don't know, but like, I feel like they're grabbing at that crutch, but I don't know.
I think they make so much money off of.
They make ridiculous.
I think they're okay.
Fine.
Of course, they're not. They don't have the walk it off capability as Microsoft, obviously.
No, absolutely not.
But I think they're all right. I think they're doing okay.
Yeah, I think they limping
because they. I'm reading here that it's a $62 million loss so far.
Yeah.
On Marvel.
Is that $62 million? US
for Square Enix, yes.
That's US. Okay.
US.
No, because 62 million yen and $62 million are two very.
No,
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do you like that.
Okay.
I wouldn't do like that.
So, from this list, there are a couple
billion yen.
Okay, there we go. That sounds more reasonable. Yeah. So from this list, there are a number of items that definitely caught my interest. There are a number of things that if I were to chase them, I would definitely have to go back, like that Dragon's Dogma 2, I would have to play 1 before I even contemplate.
I think you actually do have to play 1, but I also think you should play 1, which it's on the Switch. I have it on the Switch. You should definitely get it.
I don't know. I've heard you stressing them.
Well, I mean, it's a stressful game, like but like it's a good. It's also a really good game. Like that's a game.
I had the one with the DLC because it came out for free on the PSN.
Yeah, it's dark. Oh, I forget. Dark.
Dark Arisen or something.
Yeah, like Dark Arisen.
I might have it. It came out on PSN.
Yeah, Dark Arisen. But no, that's an actual game. Like that's a game that's I would recommend that to most people.
Yeah, dude, Dragon's fun.
So from this list, I'm assuming that DD2 is. Well, aside from the Power Stone remake, DD2 is probably the item that you are looking for.
Yeah, and I'm playing on the hardest difficulty. Yo, if you're playing on the hardest difficulty, bro, I'm telling you, stay away from chimeras. You do not want it with them. Like, period.
Stay away from chimeras in any video game. Like, what is that about, fam?
Right, on regular, they're like a decent battle. On hard, bro, just stay. I'm telling you, stay away. Like, just stay away from them.
and B, I'm assuming the item on his list is SF6, but SF5 exactly.
SF, no, okay, hold on. I love Street Fighter 5. I just don't love it as much as 4. 4 is
Yeah, I was gonna say it didn't hold on like as much as 4.
Yeah. Street Fighter 6 is the hype game on there, but Street Fighter 6 is a inevitability. I know it's coming, so I'm not really crazy hype.
Not crazy.
Power Stone for me. Power Stone is crazy for me. If that's legit, that's fire to me. That sign me up for that Power Stone. Street Fighter 6 is inevitable. It's gonna get released. I'm gonna buy it. That's not even a question. I'm gonna spend mad hours playing that and being trash until I get nice. That's just what I do with those games. But in terms of hype for stuff that I didn't know was coming or that was on that list, give me that Power Stone. Also,
Power Stone it is.
Also about that leak is I'm seeing that 16 hours ago, Monster Hunter Rise, the one that's dropping for the Switch, they already released. So they leaked the monsters that are going to be in that game.
Oh no!
They got leaked today. That happened today.
Oh, see? So that means Capcom's still ain't getting the money.
They're still going to keep dropping until
it might be a daily thing. It might be a weekly thing. It's crazy.
Uh-oh.
And it says that the list of all these monsters, I'm not naming those monsters. You guys can go to the article that's on Altchar, and you can name them yourself because I'm not that deep in monsters. I'm not that well versed. But there is
I'm not going to say them out there. That's terrible. If you want to find them, then you can go look. I'm not going to spoil it for those that are live and listening later.
Exactly.
But I'm looking at them. I never heard of that one. Never. I recognize about half this list.
Was extracted from marketing schedule for videos that have already been released or that are yet to be published. So they went into the marketing videos and was like, we're going to pull them.
So they data mine. That's fine.
They straight data mine these, yeah.
Data mining is fine. So that's publicly available information that somebody just looked real deep into. Hacking, not so fun. If it's not your data, stay away from it, please. It's not very nice. Don't do that.
It is.
But yeah, that's a crazy leak. Like I said, this has been happening a number of times. With Nintendo earlier, there was and a very ironic story actually. Ubisoft actually, well, the group claimed to have hit Ubisoft earlier, specifically Watch Dogs Legion, which is funny and ironic. They hacked a video game about hacking. But Ubisoft put up a statement that says we're aware of these groups' claims. We don't notice any breach, anything like that.
They'll let us know. Something tells me that they won't actually let us know.
Who?
Like I said, if it was Ubisoft.
Oh,
especially I believe they're a France-based company, right?
Who?
Ubisoft.
They're a what company?
France.
Are they based in?
Yeah. It's a French company.
That's an EU country. They do not play.
Might be in Montreal though, like the main headquarters. I'm not sure.
They do not. The EU does not play with personal data. If they got breached and they don't tell the public, they are losing a lot of money.
Question.
Their main headquarters isn't France proper.
Yeah.
Oh, right. But they have a headquarters in Canada, right?
And they definitely have one in
Montreal.
Yeah. Okay. I was about to say, like, why do they always throw in it? But okay, never mind.
Like it's the same thing with Rockstar. Like Rockstar North, Rockstar Cinema.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah.
Sony
Square
PlayStation
Montreal.
coming to California, uprooting the main headquarters to California.
Crazy.
All these high profile.
Great. Yo, Sony, hold on.
It's crazy.
How you do that?
How you do what?
The main headquarters. It's not like a subsidiary. It's not like a sister. Like this is our other headquarters. Nah, it's the main shebang, California.
Where they do that at? They just like, let me move this over here, and then release the stuff to my people late. Whatever, they be acting crazy.
My people will get it when they get it. It's smooth.
I mean, well, I guess
They'll always
here,
be there. They'll always be there. So we won't always be here. We have Western counterparts that we could be like, man, we don't need your games. We just play ours. So they're trying to.
Maybe they're trying. I mean, I think that maybe they're trying to get out of their own way, because like you see a lot of their games are following a more Western RPG. Well, not games, but their RPGs are following a more Western RPG formula. And even your boy Kojima said, like a lot of them on that side of the pond don't want to get out of their own way. They're like stuck in a certain way. So maybe they're moving over here to just be able to see the light, like just see a different way of moving about.
I'd like to agree with you, but a lot of those games are made by the other developers, Square and all these other companies. They're not even made by Sony.
And I mean, it's Sony property, yeah.
Well,
who knows?
No, I thought Sony PlayStation came over here. Sony.
Yeah, like PlayStation is here.
But they have gaming studios underneath them.
Oh, but the publishers aren't Sony themselves. It's some other publisher.
Or
got you.
Games or.
Hey man, Sony following the money, man. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know. They following the money.
More buying power here in the States. It's just facts. Just facts.
Yeah,
more people.
There's way more people. Yeah, but hey, what can you do? You go where the money goes. Wow, go where the money is.
Yeah.
You know what? We're gonna go right now. We're gonna go to everybody's favorite section. Reese, you do not have to do that no more, because we have an official theme for B's Throwback of the Week. All right, let me chill.
Kill the music. Okay, this week's Throwback of the Week is a PlayStation title. It was developed by a company called Lightweight. I didn't even know that till today.
Wild Arms 2. Yes! I was hoping it was this game. I couldn't wait.
You have no idea.
You have no idea.
It's published by Square. So now Key's interested now.
I know what it is.
Oh, wait. It's not a fun game. It's actually something I've probably played before.
What year is this?
Vandal Hearts.
This is 1997.
I said Vandal Hearts.
Huh?
No, go ahead.
Okay, 1997. It is a single-player and multiplayer game. Bushido Blade, the original.
Yes. I'm like, single player and multiplayer by Square. What? He's making it up.
I got him. Bushido Blade is a 3D fighting video game developed by Lightweight and published by Square and Sony Computer Entertainment.
Bushido!
The game features one-on-one armed combat, which sounds like any other fighting game, right? Except the gameplay revolves around
just ninja run through bamboo sticks.
Third person battles between two people, but there's no health bars. There's no time limits.
None of that.
There's none of that.
None of that.
And most hits will cause instant death. They made a system called the body damage system that's in this game. I don't think I've ever seen it in any other game ever.
It makes perfect sense.
Which is a disservice to gamers across the globe. The body damage system, opponents are able to physically disable each other in increments with hits from their weapon. So you might get hit and it could slow your running speed. You might get hit in your arm, it slows your attacking speed. You might get hit in both your legs. You can't run anymore. You got to run.
Get hit in both your arms. You can't wield your weapon.
Both your arms, you'll drop your weapon. You know what I mean? You gotta make it work.
You better turn into Horang. Just like hit him with the kicks.
Some kicks, brother. Yeah, you gotta do. But
press select. There you go.
It what made the game, dude.
The game was
every moment of the game was a super part of fighting. So like, if you play fighting games and you know footsies, like you know what that term means. This is footsies at its most intense. And I mean, like Like if you know about trapping and stuff like that, this is the most intense trapping you can do because one mistake, you're out of there.
Yeah,
Dude, I think it was Bushido Blade 2. Somebody had a strap. Like, that's not
It was
fair.
Bushido Blade too.
You can't
Somebody
bring a
had
gun to a knife
No
fight.
idea have a strap. No idea have a strap.
I remember homie had a blue suit too. Or was it a white suit? I think he had a blue suit with the shotgun.
Turn the game on, and I think you have 6 characters to start with.
There's 6 characters and 6 different weapons.
Yep, yeah. The sledgehammer, wakizashi, the regular katana, the pole arm with thing at the end of it. I forget what.
So they have the katana.
Naginata,
Yep. They
all
had the
those.
naginata. Okay, Reese. They had the rapier. Don't forget the rapier, bro.
Yo, I put in an obscene amount of hours to this game because it was actually a really good looking game too.
Yeah, for
Like
its
one
time,
of the first
absolutely.
stages was the cherry blossom field.
The cherry blossom field,
I
with
just
all the
fought- I was
with the
fought-
bamboo trees you can cut down,
Oh my
bro.
goodness.
This game was
This was one of the hardest
fire.
games I've played in my life. Like
Fire.
you said, if you make one mistake, the CPU was on you.
on you, and like
On you.
it was deep though because it had so each weapon, right? Each character had a proficiency with every weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So it was either good or bad, and each character had a super proficiency with one. Like that was their weapon.
That
in
was
the
their
game.
weapon. So
But
my
you
man
could
Black
pick
Lotus
whatever
with that
weapon you want.
sledgehammer.
And then there was high, medium, and low stances for every weapon. Then, as your character, I believe it was R2. You tap R2, and they'll change level real quick. So you could like forward dash, change level to grab the dirt and throw the dirt.
Throw it in their eyes.
Bro, like this game was so far ahead of its time. So far ahead of its time.
Now, why
Just light
the
years ahead
body
of its time.
damage? Like that makes the most sense. Like the two things that I always want in video games is a system like this, like body damage. It makes sense, and in shooters, tactical realism.
Yeah, like realistic magazines, right?
Yeah, if there's 20 in the thing,
You
and
want
chuck
realistic magazines?
Yes.
Oh, I love
Always,
that.
I've always wanted it.
Why?
Because it's
If you
real.
have 20 in your mag and you chuck that mag, you should lose 20 rounds.
You lose the mag, bro. It's gone.
Those 20 bullets are still in it. You don't magically just put 3 more in it.
Makes
Like,
no
get out of
sense.
here.
You just have unlimited magazines on your hip. That makes no sense. It makes no sense.
No, you just pop them in like a Pez. Boop, boop, boop. Like a Pez.
In the middle of war, you're going to pull out your bullet loader.
Yeah.
Pull out the bullets
You're gonna
from
eject
where?
the magazine.
No, actually, wait. Where's the spare ammo at that you're going to put into the magazine? You carrying a box of ammo with you too?
But you don't got the vest. You got the bullet vest.
Bandolier?
Boom. Pop it off. Whoop, boop, boop. Like a Pez.
Somebody
And
shoots
now-
with that bandolier and then all
that
those bullets
should add
go off.
weight
Now
to
you're
your
dead.
character so you run slower.
Wait. Say that again.
He said that adds weight to your character, and makes you slower.
That's to
Yes.
make you run
If
slower.
you get
Okay,
shot
but
in
that's-
the bandolier,
That-
there's gunpowder in there that ignites when it gets shot. Now you got a bomb on your chest.
Well, you get it.
Okay. Well, B,
on.
you gotta got deep too, because there's no the shooters don't have a weight system, so that
They
doesn't.
should.
What shooter has the weight?
SOCOM had a weight system.
SOCOM
If you had too
definitely
much
had a weight
You were heavier. They had light, medium, heavy. What do you mean?
And games have a
What you
super
mean?
basic. weight
Okay.
system. Like, if you have an
What's
LMG
another
realistic
game besides
magazine.
SOCOM? Because like
Every shooter, if you go out with an LMG, you're gonna move slower than if you have a pistol.
Huh?
no,
every-
but you're talking about adding like weight or like a armor or not an armor, a bullet
Yeah.
thing to you will add to your weight, which will make you slower.
Mm-hmm.
SOCOM
sense.
fine, but like what's another shooter? SOCOM was like
What's
one.
What's another game where you
what's
can put a
it called? It's
bandolier
called
on?
Dragon Point.
No,
something
I'm
like
talking about a
that.
shooter that lets you.
Operation
But that's-
Dragon Point.
it doesn't have
it's
to
another
be-
one of those super realistic games. It was just like SOCOM.
Oh,
Operation Dragon Front. We're playing a game called Due Process. I don't think it has the weight thing on it.
I don't think that's a weight thing in it, but it has everything else.
yeah. I'll only
Tarkov
ask
does.
because I haven't ran into a game that I don't even remember a confrontation there being a weight thing, but that's
yeah?
why I asked because
Definitely
I haven't
was.
run
I
into a
remember
shooter.
that.
Huh?
And I guess Tarkov does. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Silva.
Tarkov has a weight thing?
I mean,
Or
I
either
can't
weight or
confirm.
realistic. I think it has.
No.
think it's
Tar-
Maybe it has the
Realistic
realistic magazine.
there's no weight.
sure.
There's no weight on
I don't think
Tarkov.
there's
There's a item limit or whatever. But like,
Because Tarkov
No.
has that.
Tarkov has a weight system.
It
Oh,
does?
there we go.
Something has to be done about the new weight system and Escape from Tarkov.
No.
Oh, see, yeah, that's probably why I didn't know.
Implemented. Yeah.
Now, but this article's from March, though.
I think I've played before March.
Y'all probably haven't played it since March.
Yeah, we haven't played in a long time.
That game's just too hard. It's Bushido Blade hard.
It's Bushido Blade hard, right? Back to Bushido Blade.
Yeah.
After I was busy like playing
Blade.
that game, just like messing around, like running, I actually realized the game had a really interesting story, which brought you through the maps, and then you would see like portions of the maps that you never saw before.
Yes.
Bam.
And the fire thing about just playing against one of your friends or playing against the computer on just like a versus mode is you can traverse pretty much all of the maps.
The entire
Like
and these maps aren't small.
Dipping.
These maps aren't small.
Dipping. It started running through the maps. It was a beautiful game. It was way ahead of its time. It felt like I was playing in like an anime or like a Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragons. It felt like that. It felt like you were just ripping through the blossom, and then you would go to the moat, and then you're fighting in the moat, and then maybe you get hit in the legs. So you need to get up. The bamboo thicket was brutal.
Like, oh yeah, you're too OP. Press select. I've done that a couple times.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
It let you do your simple move.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was a great movie, by the way.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
That was a phenomenal movie.
That was a good movie.
It was alright.
Yeah, man, you make me look for my PS Classic right now, so I can get
wasn't
around.
blown away by that movie like a lot of people were, but it was alright.
What?
Okay. Everybody has their own opinion.
That's true.
Cool.
That's true. That's true.
Like it was pretty, but it didn't. I don't know. The combat scenes weren't all that to me. But
Yep.
You trying to get around Bushido Blade?
Bushido Blade
Online
is one of the classics for me. I love fighting games. I love all the deep parts of fighting games, and this game was insanely difficult because of the realism, because of how realistic they tried to make a PS1 game. It just made for super intense battles, and it didn't matter how good you were. One mistake, you out of it.
Yeah.
So like, it didn't matter if you put 200 hours in. Somebody who just picked it up has an actual puncher's chance, has an actual swinger's chance. So you don't have to make the game easier. You just make your game accessible to all players.
Like you said, like you've been playing for 200 hours. You know all the stances, the moves that incur, things like that. You can be cute and come in, do your little stance change, things like that. I can mash buttons, do my 360 slice. You're not blocking. I cut your head.
I can sidestep and 360 slice you by accident.
Yeah.
Get a win.
Hey, question.
If my weapon comes in contact with your head, that is it.
Question. With this game, the Saga series, I should say, what they did with Final Fantasy Aherges, or how would you pronounce it, Reese?
Aherges?
Yep. So, do you think that Square was a lot more innovative then than they are now?
Well, yeah, there was more to discover back then. More to like. That's where the whole push the consoles to the max to see what they could do thing started.
Well, yeah, but I also think that, like he was saying earlier, is they don't have the money to just throw away like that. Because during this time, I feel like they had a bit more resources to try things. You know what I mean? Because right now, they're not just trying stuff. They're only putting out stuff that they, in their mind, is going to sell. Final Fantasy VII Remake. They thought it has Marvel on it.
So then that means they're being less innovative now.
So I would definitely agree that they are being less innovative because they're not taking chances.
Yeah,
that's my main problem with remakes and remasters. Companies don't take chances.
They're not taking chances.
Well, with a remake, you can still take a chance, kind of like what they did with Final Fantasy VII. I don't know if it's probably not a chance, but
I don't think that's a chance.
There was progression though, because what they did, they took what they did with Final Fantasy 15, and then they enhanced upon it.
15, I felt, was a step, I guess, toward them being innovative. I mean, it's pretty much Kingdom Hearts, I guess, but
it's it's like Kingdom Hearts, but
it wasn't that innovative. Now I'm thinking about it.
No, it wasn't.
It just was like, let's take Kingdom Hearts and let's make it cool, and then it's like, all right, cool. let's take what we like from 15 and make it a bit and make the menus a bit more important.
Yeah.
Instead,
versus
And they
Final
fleshed it out a
Fantasy
little
1,
better.
where they just had, attack, defend, all that other stuff.
And
to Final
they
Fantasy
made
2, where you had to level up your moves.
Yeah. And they
Final
made
Fantasy-
summoning so much better in
and they
15 or
summoning.
in 7 remake. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because in 15 it was like chance, right?
Whenever
like,
he wanted to, whenever they wanted to show up.
It was chance and requirements.
Right.
Like, couldn't summon Leviathan in a cave. Or you couldn't summon Rama in a cave or things like that.
And I remember people was defending that, and I was like,
well, not like you could summon anyways. That you literally there was no summon button. They
You
literally would come on their own
hit.
volition.
You have to go die.
I hated it.
The Final Fantasy
and like,
apologists or whatever were defending that, and I'm like, you can't defend that, bro.
I like
all the other Final Fantasies you've ever played, you can summon wherever you want,
wherever you want. And like, I would be fighting like a giant golem thing. Yeah, I mean he's kind of powerful, but I don't need my summon to pop up at this moment. Like I'm good. I can handle it on my own.
You be minding your business. All your characters disappear. You're like, ugh.
Like bro, like I was handling it fine.
Like,
I don't need you,
man. Like man.
Yeah, it was annoying. No, that was.
They were beautiful to look at.
Oh, Rama tore up the board.
They were wonderful to look at, but I don't need that. Like,
you said Titan? I don't think I ever summoned him.
Who?
Titan. You say Titan? Like that big rock dude?
I never summoned him either.
I only summoned Rama like 3 times.
I summoned Rama like twice, and I summoned Leviathan.
I never summoned Leviathan.
When we was in the but like when you're in the water, though, it's the only time. You have to be near the beach.
Yeah.
You have to be
That's
near
exactly
a body
why I didn't summon him, because I was never there.
Near a body of water.
Man. That body of water was all the way on the other side of the board. I'm all set.
Man.
But yeah, dude, I agree with you 100%, Key. Like that's like, I don't know. We spoke about this like maybe like our first episode or maybe second episode, like the state of RPGs, or it was something along those lines.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Remakes and remasters, and I was like, I enjoy them. I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy them, but they kill creativity.
I don't think the thing is, I don't think that is what's stopping them. Like, I don't think because there is the Final Fantasy VII is a perfect example, because Final Fantasy VII Remake is completely different from Final Fantasy VII.
But it's not completely different from what's in the market right now.
Right. But that's the thing. But you said
innovation.
Right. Well, I know that, but I'm just saying, I don't think the fact that it is a remake is what's stopping them. I just think they are not putting innovation into that. You can remake a game and put innovation into it. It doesn't have to be
absolutely.
As you can see, remake isn't a 1-for-1 of what 7 was. The original 7 was. So you can put innovation into a remake. Like, I just think they are not implementing remakes or innovation in anything they're doing. Slight innovation, I guess. Like, I don't know. Like they did cool stuff with
tweaking stuff, but they're not trying new concepts.
Nah, like
they're not trying new concepts.
What they did with Bushido Blade, how you can damage the
Bushido
limbs.
Blade is, like they made up a whole system.
Yeah.
A body damage system. It's a
Saga Frontier was the free roam, basically one of the first renditions of open world.
Like when I talk about systems and concepts, that's what I'm talking about. And they don't do that. They don't do
like
that.
Tent, like the whole spear grid thing. They changed how you level up your characters. We've been leveling up our characters the same exact way for the past 20 years. Just have the spear grid. You don't have traditional levels anymore. New system.
Yeah,
and then they put 12 license. They did that. The Crystarium.
Like
the junction system, even the junction system was pretty awesome.
Yeah, the junction
easily breakable.
What is it in 9? Synthesis?
Huh?
What was it in 9?
In 9, well, you get abilities through your weapons. Like, you had to. That's kind of typical. Like, you equip the weapon, and you level up with the weapon,
and then once you
master it.
Game thing.
Yeah, it's like it's a tactics game thing. Yeah. But I think 8 deserves a remake because 8's battle system, 8's junction system, was fire.
8's junction system was dirt.
But remake 8, but don't let us break it.
Exactly. Because you can easily break it. Like, it's so easily breakable. But
that's the thing about a remake, right? Is you play that line. You play that line of how much do we want to change and lose some of our core fans? You know what I mean? So it's tough. That's tough because we know there's people out there who are not going to want them to change anything.
with the whole junction. I mean,
Like, in terms of like just stuff, period. They're not gonna want them to change anything.
Yeah, there are people who are going to want a 1-for-1 like how Demon Souls
Like,
did.
we need it to change. Like,
oh
we need.
yeah, but I mean, look how well Final Fantasy VII did, and that is not a one. That's far from a 1-for-1 actually.
I enjoyed the game. Like, yes,
So
we poop on it a lot here because we just wanted so much more. But it was still a good game. It was still a good game. What was the best part of Final Fantasy VII Remake? This is coming from Gray Fox in our chat, and it's obviously the battle system.
the battle system for me, 100%. And
had some flaws, but it was the battle system.
I was about to say, even the battle system was flawed, but the best part about that game was the battle system.
Was the battle system.
It was a start for me.
The battle system was fire.
I mean, yeah, if you like Final Fantasy VII story, then it's the same.
I'm really intrigued as to what they're going to do.
I'm learning the story of Final Fantasy VII, so this is, I can't say the story so
It's
far.
unfortunate that you're learning it this way.
I'm learning the story. I hate them, the whispers. I think they're a stupid concept.
Yeah,
but
I don't like the whispers either, unless they do something drastic with them and they change the story.
They have to. They
Otherwise,
absolutely have to.
they've been so corny so far.
Because what are you gonna
about to happen? Nah, bro, we got to protect the timeline.
Yeah, they just come in to swoop, protect timeline. Oh, hey, that new different thing is about to happen. Protect the timeline.
And that's the thing. There's a lot of theories out there that this is an alternate or concurrent timeline from the original 7. We don't know. We will see as they release the more games. But Square Soft, not Square Enix, Square Soft was innovative and
Square Soft
willing to take chances.
It
created some of the best games we've ever played.
Yeah.
Period.
It's like I said before, like Square Soft, they brought it. Enix, not as well known, but they had their good games as well.
Not as well known here.
Not as well known here. In Japan, they were like on Square's level essentially.
On Square, no, yes, they were on Square.
Who are on Square's level? Enix. Oh yeah, I mean Enix made Star Ocean, right? Or was
they
it
made Dragon Quest as well?
They made Dragon Quest, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, like, Dragon Quest.
But Dragon Quest is.
Yeah, I don't like. Well, I don't like any game with front face battle system. But Dragon Quest has a cult following, and didn't Enix make Star Ocean too, right?
Enix made all the Dragon Quest from 1 to 4. They made ActRaiser, one of my most favorite games on SNES. The Seventh Saga, Ogre Battle, the March of the Black Queen, which is part of the Tactics Ogre series.
The Tactics Ogre series.
ActRaiser 2, obviously. Illusion of Gaia. Dragon Warrior 1 and 2.
I think I played Illusion of Gaia.
King Arthur,
right?
Yeah.
Is Dragon Quest 6, Star Ocean.
There you go. I knew it.
Yeah.
Buster Groove. I know you know about that one.
I play Buster Groove.
Star Ocean Second Story.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider 3.
See, I never played the original Star Ocean. I played Star Ocean: A Second Story.
Oh, so good.
Yes.
Buster Groove 2. Valkyrie Profile.
Mm-hmm. Bro, that game's fire, bro.
Quandia 2.
But we digress because it's our time.
It's past our time. You remember when it used to be on time?
They did it. Bushido Blade, the throwback of the week, phenomenal game. Please, if you're going to do a remake this game.
Oh, I want a 1-for-1 on this game. This is what I want.
It don't have to be. Just remake it hot. Just make it hot.
I want the body gaming system, and I want the Cherry Grove feel.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see what a non 1-for-1 would be, because the 1-for-1 sounds great. So I don't.
Sound good.
It would be interesting to see what a non 1-for-1 would be.
That boy good. Any closing arguments, gentlemen?
Yeah. So I'm not gonna buy the Saga game. That other game about the water sounds poop, and
that other game about the water.
Hopefully that Capcom list is real, because some of the games on there are absolute fire.
Bro, I'm right there with you, except the Call of the Sea, obviously.
Call of the Sea.
Call of the Sea. Saga Frontier. And if that Capcom list is legit, Power Stone and Street Fighter will already be in my cart.
Yeah, I already bought
I
it.
see that.
Right now.
I already bought
I'm a
Power
fan.
Stone in Dragon's Dogma. It's already been bought.
Oh, yeah, and Dragon's Dogma too.
Yeah,
Like,
it's already been
bro,
bought.
shoot, even the Onimusha in New York. Let me see the
Oh,
gameplay.
you
Let
wildin'.
me see
Yeah, I
that.
watched the
My man's
stream.
got a sword in New
Hey,
York.
you know about the setting. The gameplay for Onimusha is fire.
So that's what I loved about Onimusha is that you kill the demons and you level up your sword and your sword changes over time. Like that's fire to me.
Fire.
But not in New York.
But
Well,
why not?
3
I'm
was in
doing-
Paris. It was in Paris.
Oh, it's in Paris. Oui. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
Now we're getting-
All right. What about you? Go. Last 3. Go.
What was we talking about? Saga Frontier. No, if it's on sale, sure.
Okay.
Call of the Sea. I'm watching you.
Okay.
And my final thought: bring back SquareSoft.
Yo, Key, go.
Oh my goodness.
good.
And with that being
Bro.
said, everybody, thank you for tuning in, checking this out, and kicking it with us. I guess we'll see you guys on the next one. This has been another episode of Trigger Talk TV.
TV.
Trigger Talk TV.